Hey everyone, this is Sarah with sewingpartsonline.com, and we've been getting a few requests on serger videos on doing more of them. So today we're going to go over how to do a rolled hem on your serger. Now the cool thing about a rolled hem is it's really quick, it's really pretty, but some people are a little hesitant to do it with like chiffon and stuff. So we're going to go over how to do it on medium weight fabric and on chiffon. So first we're going to work with our medium weight fabric. Now, before you start doing any serging at all, there's one thing you just really make sure that you've paid attention to is the thread. Make sure you have good quality thread because it's just gonna lead to more heartache if you do not have the good stuff. I'm using Maxi-Lock. I love Maxi-Lock. We do sell it on the website. We have the variegated versions and also the soft as yarn nylon versions. They both work really well. But the thread makes all the difference. Just know that the thread makes all the difference. So to get our rolled edge started, we're gonna change our settings. We are only using the right needle. We're gonna bring our tension on the right needle to a 3. The upper looper is gonna be an 8 because we're using woolly nylon. The lower looper is also going to be an 8. And you will have to adjust your settings as you go. It all depends on what fabric you're using, what mood your serger is in. They're very finicky. So let's just go ahead and start it. Our blade is down. Our stitch length is at a 0.5 and our differential feet is at a 1. And your width you can adjust to, you know, however big you want yours. So let's start a thread chain. So it's important to always do a scrap piece before you touch your good fabric. So let's see what happens. And you see this is a very narrow rolled hem. You can see how super easy that was with the medium weight fabric. That's why we love these rolled hems so much, because you just put it in and out pops a beautiful finished edge. It's very cool. So now let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty chiffon and very light fabrics. A couple things to know. If you're going to sew these, sometimes you can get a strong enough weave where you don't need a stabilizer, but I always like to use a stabilizer when I'm doing this just in case. And you don't want to like do all of it and then all of a sudden your hem starts falling apart. For instance, you'll see with these very thin fabrics, you can just pull the rolled edge off and it's just a disaster. So now there's a couple ways to do it. You can use water soluble stabilizer. So you just put it on top and then sew. You can use a little bit of ribbon on top of this, or if you're in a real quick hurry, you can fold it over like this. This method works really well. Just fold it over as thin as you can go and start putting it over. It's just gonna stabilize, or start putting it under, and it's just gonna stabilize it a little bit. And then you can go back later and trim any of the excess threads off with little curved embroidery scissors. That's the method I like the most. And then shade right here. It just adds a little bit of extra stability. And also make sure you're using the correct needle. Maybe a microfiber needle or a top stitching needle, something meant for fine fabrics. Now I can go back later and I can just trim this off, but here it's nice and strong. Like if I do this, it's not coming off, and that's the important part. And I don't have to worry about any like ribbon poking through or anything like that. So that's my favorite method, but there are a few more I'll show you how to do as well. Another method for serging the really sheer fabrics is using tissue paper. Ideally you use a tissue paper that's the same color as your fabric, but all we do is we're gonna put the tissue paper down first. I'm going to get it underneath the foot. And then, hello. And then I'm gonna slide the fabric over top it. And then here we go. And the tissue paper just tears right out. It's very, very easy. Just comes right out, and you have a nice, strong hem. And another method, if you don't have any tissue paper lying around, is some plastic wrap. Remember, you can also use regular stabilizers, you know, that you buy by the yard, or water-soluble stabilizers. This is just something a little bit different. And you can just, it just comes right out. You can pull it out just like that, and there you go. Hem is good and ready to go. Now, in my opinion, some of the hardest fabrics to serge and to do a rolled hem on specifically are these costumey, decorative. They're kind of like made of a bunch of tinsel thread. I don't really know how to describe it, but you see how shiny it is, and they just fall right apart. So to do a rolled hem on here, you need to do 2 layers of stabilizer. And you can also use the 2-layer method on any other fabric that's really giving you a hard time. Put 1 layer on the top, or on the bottom, and put it a little bit forward because you want that to catch before this. You want to just protect this hem in a nice little stabilizer shell. And then put this one on top, front again. Now, I have white stabilizer, but there is black stabilizer that you can buy, so you know it's not such a contrast, but this is just for show. So I made my hem a little bit wider, and here we go. Now the stabilizer is ending, and I'm just going to show you how crazy it is without that stabilizer. You see that? How nicely that stays on there? Any other method, even the folding over method, doesn't work. It just tears right off unless you encase it in a stabilizer. You just want to go ahead and you'll get there's also tearaway stabilizer and stuff, but this is just regular. You'll get your curved embroidery scissors and just trim right up against there, and you won't even be able to see it. I mean, the woolly nylon really fills in those empty spaces. So I went ahead and I just trimmed off the stabilizer that you could see, and now I have this really great, strong rolled hem on this just crazy hard fabric. See back here, without the stabilizer, with the stabilizer. So the big key to doing a rolled hem is all about the stabilizer, either sandwiching the fabric in between or just putting it on top or bottom. If you're having any trouble with the rolled hem, throw in some kind of stabilizer, whether it be ribbon, plastic wrap, water soluble, anything like that. Put in something to give it some more stability. So I hope you are more confident doing a rolled hem on your serger. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave it in the section below. If you need to buy any serger needles or some serger thread, visit us online at sewingpartsonline.com, on Google+ or on Facebook at facebook.com/sewingpartsonline.